Hi, everybody. This is Karak with ACG, and one of the things I wanted to show you guys for Black Ops 3 is a new mode. Once you beat the game, it's called Nightmares, and let's go ahead and check it out. Basically, what happens with Nightmares is you end up playing some of the same levels in the campaign, but with zombies as the bad guys. So let's go ahead and start this. You know, one thing I have to say, we'll go ahead and watch this.
Mistress of deception and
All that
trickery.
remains is your
You
sacrifice.
are more powerful than he can
Humanity
imagine.
has outstayed its welcome. The dead shall inherit the earth. Listen to the sound of my voice. Can you hear me?
Who's there? I can't see you.
My name is Dr. Salim. We've met before.
Dr. Salim. Where am I?
You have fallen between the world of the living and the dead. The void.
I'm dead? I can't be dead. Deimos, I have to stop him.
And you still can. I'll explain as we go. For now, you must trust me. Think back to Coalescence. The start of your journey. The beginning.
The beginning.
What I was going to say is one of the things I've really been impressed with is just how many modes and how much is going on in this game and how much they give you. It really does blow my mind just how much you get with this title.
It started at Coalescence Singapore in 2070. 10 years after the disaster. After virus 6115 began its spread. After the dead began to walk the earth. We'd lost comms with John Taylor's squad, another undead extermination team. Dead killers, we were called. With our cybernetic augmentations, we were impossible to infect. We were trained to terminate the undead. Hendrix was on edge. We were in a quarantine zone, one of many walled-off areas separating humanity from the undead, built to keep the virus and the infected behind their wall, away from the rest of us. The undead weren't our only concern. The 54 Immortals, a local combine who remained in the containment zone, were aware of Taylor's activity. This place was the epicenter of the epidemic. The 2060 Coalescence disaster created the cursed world we lived in today. Any activity at this site would set off alarm bells. Either way, our troubles were only just beginning.
Now, I just have to say, again, one of the reasons why I think this is so cool is they've taken bits from the actual game itself and just tweaked them slightly, including having the same cutscene play, but having the other character give narration over the top of it, almost like a TV show. Absolutely just really, really well done. And again, a whole nother mode here. You've got a whole nother mode going on. And that looks like a dancing zombie of some kind right up there, but we'll check it out in a second. Music's changed as well, sound effects, all that's been changed. This is all completely different from the campaign. Need to get 138 feet over there. Got a collectible, which I've never got before. Yeah, even this stuff is different. Even some of the standing items are different. That is just very, very cool. A really amazing attention to detail. But even more so, just a desire to sort of give the consumer a little bit more, you know. And regardless of how I feel about the game or how I review it, because I haven't put out a review yet. It won't until later today. The fact is it just goes to show the professionalism of these guys. Okay, probably won't be using that. Just love the mix of zombies with humans. Really requires completely different thought process to how you're gonna play. And I can already tell you, it's gonna really change the way these campaign missions end up feeling and playing out because of the level structure itself. Nice railgun there. Dumped that dude. That was awesome. Oh, sorry. Shooting at my own guy there. Weapon power-ups are handled just a little bit differently than the campaign mode. Ooh, I want that. This is a good gun, but a little too slow on the uptake. Now, to keep the survival element, it looks like they've gone with just one gun. So there is a definite difference there in how you're going to end up wanting to play. Oh, man. Looks like we
should have known that the ASP wasn't doing that. If we were going to bring it down, we'd need to disable its shield and find a rocket launcher.
Okay, well, we got the rocket launcher.
Hendricks had a bad feeling about this. He wasn't the only one. I knew we shouldn't be there.
Oh, this is changing everything. This is amazing. It's requiring a completely different thought process due to having the two enemy types here. Oh, also, I have, it gives you completely different equipment. My equipment has, jump, which I didn't have before. I think this is probably sort of a ripoff, maybe, of, The Walking Dead. But yeah. Yeah, and just a really, really overall good amount of content. Let's do a little bit more before I turn this off. Yeah, all this is different. None of this is in the main campaign. At least I was running pretty fast through it, so could have missed it, but...
Coalescence. Enhance yourself for a better tomorrow. They'd been the forefront of technology, always wanting to improve the individual, the future of you.
What happened? What went wrong?
A coalescence disaster happened. Virus 6115 spread throughout Singapore and strains popped up all over the world. Governments built these quarantine zones to house the undead, a way for the populace to ignore what was happening. 10 years on, and it had worked. We put it out of mind. Ignorance was bliss.
What was so special about this operation?
It was supposed to be by the books. 5 years after our cybernetic augmentations, Hendricks and I were a well-oiled machine. Quarantine sweeps, recon, search and rescue. It's just what dead killers do. But we'd never been sent after one of our own before. John Taylor's systems had gone quiet. With our direct neural interface, we're hardwired into Winslow Accord servers. Observation knew if you were dead or alive. For Taylor to be neither, that was unusual. We located an EMF source and uploaded it to Central. It was a 54 immortal audio log, detailing unusual activity coming from the server room at the lowest level of the building. It couldn't have been more than a week old, probably why Taylor's team had been sent to investigate. Hendricks activated a recon drone to scan for life. We picked up a signal coming from far below. As we stood there in the atrium, I felt like Alice. And we were about to jump down the rabbit hole. Our drone picked up activity ahead. We should have known we weren't alone down here.
Holy shit. Ooh, oh shit. Oh!
When man fled the virus, they left behind thousands of active robots. Machinery abandoned with one directive: kill the dead. Years later, they're still killing, but with decrepit programming, somehow humans had been added to their kill list, indistinguishable from our brainless counterparts. The strange behavior was observed in multiple quarantine zones. Another nuisance for us to deal with while on recon. We moved on.
And that's where I will end it. Now, there's a reason why this, just because of the locations and stuff, I don't want to spoil anything from the main story, but I will say this, that it really is just a completely different overall feel than the actual Black Ops main story. And I don't believe that you go through as many levels, but there are a good number of them, and that intertwining and slight changing of the story is really, really well done. And I think that they deserve kudos for that, because I've seen it only once or twice other times in games, and certainly not to this extent with the voiceovers. And what's really cool, once you play the main story, and that's what's cool, is they make you play the main story and beat it. Once you play the main story and you play this, you will really appreciate just how much work they've done to make this nightmare mode seem different. And that's all I can say without giving anything away. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this brief look at the nightmare mode that's in Black Ops 3. And that's it for me. I hope you liked the video. If you do, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. And peace out.